Hey, it's Lee here at Simplify Adulting, and today I'm excited because we are going to be answering a question that was submitted to our Ask Us Anything line, and it comes from Heather, and it is about 401ks. So congratulations to Heather because she now has the opportunity to participate in her employer's 401k program and her 401k plan. And she had kind of two prongs, should I? And then I think probably the bigger part of the question, based on how she asked it, is, okay, what should I put in? And I'm a little worried about this because I don't quite know how much I can afford to put in. So we're going to answer those two questions, or at least give information so Heather and anyone in Heather's position can make that decision for themselves. First, I'm just going to kind of give you some overview of a 401k and why my answer will robustly be yes. If you have opportunity to participate in a 401k, please do it. And there's a couple key reasons for this. So 401k, first of all, is a professional investment tool. So you have real professionals out there taking the money that you contributed and investing it, and their whole goal is to make you money on your money. And so to me, it's pretty cool that I don't have to go out and hire an individual financial manager or an investor to kind of help me do that. I get it through this thing called a 401k. So I think that is a great opportunity, especially I was 25 when I got to participate in my first 401k, and I wouldn't have known what to invest in. So that's great. You have this professional management component of 401k, which makes it super attractive. Another really key thing is you're going to hear is that you get to make pre-tax contributions. And I don't want any of these terms to like freak you out or intimidate you. It's all that means is that when you put money into a 401k, you're going to put money in before your employer taxes you on it. Let's say I make $100 in a paycheck, and I say that I'm going to put 10% into my 401k. I'm doing this all for easy math, by the way. Nothing magic about 10%. So there, I'm going to take $10 is going to go into my 401k. And the way that this works on the pre-tax contribution is employer says, oh, look at Lee's got $100 here in her paycheck. Before we apply all those taxes, all those little lines, the taxes that come out of our paycheck, before we do that, I'm going to take $10 out, ship it over to Lee's, the 401k on behalf of Lee, and now I'm going to tax $90, not the 100 that she made, because 10 of it's gone into her 401k. And what that does is it reduces your taxable income, which is a huge benefit. And the other thing I'd like to just point out, there's just another side of that coin, I guess, is saying, so for me to put $10 in my 401k, I had to make $10, right? I made 100. I said, take 10. So 10 for 10, 10 earned, 10 invested. If that happened post-taxation, I would have to make more, right? Because my dollar is getting tax taken out of it. So to put that $10 in post-tax, I'd have to make, someone out there's going to be able to do the math, but whatever, $1.20 for every dollar I put in. You know what I mean? So there's just a really great benefit in that. And another thing you're going to hear is deferred taxation. And again, don't worry, it's kind of sounds big and fancy, but here's generally what it means. It means that when you put that $10 in and that professional firm is out there putting your money in, let's say they make, on my $10, they make me $1. I don't pay taxes on that dollar right away. The tax on that is deferred until I actually start to withdraw from my 401k in retirement. So that gets to sit in there, and that full dollar gets to be invested and make more money for me and for you. So that's why that's a really nice benefit. And another great thing, and Heather did not mention if she has this or not, but if you do have an employer match, yes, that is an awesome thing. An employer match simply just says that they come up with some type of calculation and they just say, hey, for the money that you put in, we're going to put in something too. And some of them may do it so many cents on the dollar. They may match certain percentages up to caps, whatever. But their whole point is you put it in, we'll put some in too. Now, they'll often have a vesting schedule with that, meaning they're putting it in for you, but they also say, hey, for every dollar we put in, you need to be here a year, and then you actually get to keep it. That comes to the next really nice point of a 401k. I know some people have thought, oh, this is my employer's thing. So if I don't work here until retirement, like somehow I'm investing in something that doesn't make sense for me. And the great thing is 401ks are portable, which means that you get to move that with you. It doesn't stay with your employer. Even though your employer sponsors the plan, they don't get to keep your money that you put in when you leave. Now, if you haven't vested all of their matches, you may not get all the match, but you're not losing any of your actual contributions that you've put in. So a 401k is great, and a 401k with an employer match is awesome. So it's a really great opportunity. And that just speaks to the fact, please feel free to talk to your HR people if you have questions about 401k. Your employer wants you to participate in the 401k. They want you to put money in that. And so it's a lot of times why they offer a match. All kinds of reasons for that we don't need to get into, but there's some advantages to them for having you participate in that 401k. And they also know that that vesting schedule can be a great retention tool. So they want you to put that money in that 401k. And a lot of employers offer matches and things to be more competitive than other companies. So take advantage of it because it's something that they are offering you that is a great benefit. If you happen to be, Heather did not mention her age, but if you happen to be 50 or over, you should know if you're going to go and you're going to start participating in a 401k, you can do catch-up contributions, which just means because you're closer to retirement age that you can do some additional and accelerate that savings amount. So just make sure you talk about that. And like I said, make sure you understand the vesting schedules of anything to do with the employer match. Not a reason not to do it. It's just something to know. But to me, the vesting schedule is not a decision maker in this conversation. You want to put into your 401k. First time I became eligible for a 401k with an employer, I want to say I was about 25. And I was in the boat where we were definitely we were very concerned about take-home pay. So the idea of anything coming out of my take-home pay was pretty intimidating to me. Fortunately for me, my coworker, who was also my age, who was our comp and benefits expert, she was like, hey, you got to do this. I asked her, I said, do you do it? She's like, oh yeah, I've done it the first time I could, put in as much as I can. I'm like, wow. And I said, I don't think I can do that. And she walked me through, and I'm going to share the advice I got all those years ago because I think it still holds true today. She said, here's the deal. Because of that pre-tax thing and reducing your taxable income, she said, most people can put in 1% to 4% and not have it impact their take-home pay. And I was like, really? She said, yep. And man, it's worth it. Do it. Get in the habit. The sooner you start, the more you're going to make in the long run. So I was like, okay, let's do this. So I put in 2%. And guess what? It didn't impact my take-home pay. So it was like, I could do this. But the bigger benefit, even than I think, not impacting the take-home pay, was that it was a grind for us at that time financially. It was like day in, day out, shoot, can we make that bill? And so when I got my paycheck every time, though, and I looked at the stub, get the paper, you should look at your pay stub, even if it's electronic, and seeing that 401k contribution line, just for a minute, I got to say like, okay, right now it's a grind, but I'm doing something for me today, for my life tomorrow. And I didn't feel like I was doing a lot of that at that time. It was just kind of getting through life in the day and the week and the month, right? And so that was just like, okay, I'm doing this one thing. And so I think the 401k can just be such a great opportunity to kind of start to take that first step of going, you know what? I'm going to start doing something for tomorrow, for down the road, right? And so I highly encourage it. So if you're wondering, and if you're in a situation like Heather, can I afford this? Go for that 1 to 4%. Just start out small. Ask your company. Let's say you want to say, what if, and I want to change it. It's not forever. You can change your contribution. You can stop contributing, but just start to see how it feels. And the other thing that's a really great habit to get into, now some plans will offer automatic escalations where you can sign up for that. So every year it's just gonna, without you, it's almost like the auto renew. It's like auto renew your 401k. It won't stop. It'll auto up your contribution. If not, every year, set it on your calendar and start your new year out by upping your contribution. Pay yourself first. And that's how you do that. And the other thing about that employer match, once you kind of get into this and you understand, really think about how you can maximize that employer match. So if my employer says, hey, Lee, I will invest, 50 cents in the dollar up to $10, then I'm going to want to say, wow, I know I'm contributing 10, but I want to get to the point where I'm contributing $20 because then I'll get everything the company says that they'll match. And again, companies use all different methods, but don't worry about that on day one. Just know if there is a match, as you get more comfortable, think about how that match works and then think about how you can keep taking more and more advantage of that employer match. So there you go, Heather, and anyone else in Heather's shoes, congratulations for being in a position to be able to participate in a 401k. Yes, do it. Start small. Just start simple. Don't let any of the jargon overwhelm you. Just put in that small percentage to start out. Get comfortable with the fact that your take-home pay is not going to be drastically reduced, and just start. And that's it. Keep it simple. Don't have to go making it any more difficult than that. So there you are, another question answered. And we hope this is your spot, whether it's your money, your career, relationships, everyday just stuff. Please ask us anything. I'll put a link down in the show notes. And let's just keep it simple, one step at a time. And here's to happy adulting.